army terror tango has been unmasked. Own terror assets expose Pakistan and the role of Pak army in harboring the terrorists on its soil. Military honors for Masood's kin that was ordered by the army chief of Pakistan. This confession completely exposes Pakistan and its terror nexus. The mask has slipped, and it is Pakistan's own proxies who are now telling the truth. Top Jaish commander Maulana Mufti Muhammad Ilyas Kashmiri, right-hand man of globally designated terrorist and Jaish chief Masood Azhar, has made stunning claims at a gathering in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. His claims exposes Pakistan's rogue army and its terror-backing Field Marshal Asim Munir. The terrorist first says that Jaish brought the army closer to jihadi ideology, which essentially means the Pakistan army is not just a security force, it is a militia in uniform, bound to terror outfits by blood and belief. Second, he reveals that during Operation Sindoor, Asim Munir himself ordered military honors for Masood Azhar's family members, honors for the bloodline of a global terrorist, while claiming to fight terror at international forums. Third, he boasts that the Pak army avenged the killing of Jaish terrorists. So the world now hears it from the horse's mouth. Pakistan's military does not defend its people, it defends terror camps. We have Sahil Sohail joining us on the broadcast, and this is something that India has been talking about and has been exposing Pakistan for on multiple global platforms. But perhaps this confession was needed for people like Donald Trump, for people and countries that are all-weather friends of Pakistan, that support Pakistan and block attempts of countries like India and in getting these terrorists designated as global terrorists.
Well, yes, we know during Operation Sindoor, at least 9 terror bases were basically targeted across Pakistan and POK. And after that, we had seen pictures coming out showing Pak army officers and Jawans participating in funerals. And among them was one Hafiz of the Roof leading the funeral up in Muridke. But the Pakistani army had basically come out and addressed a press conference, disassociating themselves from the terror groups which are operating in Pakistan. But now this confession by the Maulana Mufti Masood Ilyas Kashmiri, who is a top Jaish commander, very close associate of Masood Azhar, is important given the fact that he discloses and he accepts the fact that the orders for honoring the terrorists killed in Operation Sindoor and to honor them, these orders had come from Pakistan Army Chief. He even mentions that Corps Commander was directed to participate in the funeral prayers, and then he goes on to claim that in this all they had basically brought Pakistani army closer to jihadi culture or under the umbrella of jihadi culture, which is significant, which is important given the fact that in India and the government of India had been consistently saying that Pakistani army is supporting terror groups in Pakistan, in fact promoting and in fact helping them to propagate the terrorists.
Absolutely. But the world perhaps needed to hear from a terror asset of Pakistan. Those countries who supported and backed Pakistan perhaps needed to hear it from a terror asset. Let's also go across to Major General G.D. Bakshi, who's joining us on the broadcast. I know you would say, sir, that there's nothing new in it, the nexus between the Pakistani army and the terrorists there on Pakistani soil. But this is, don't you think, also an insult to the Pakistani military officials that the Field Marshal orders that military honors be bestowed on members of Masood Azhar's family?
No, exactly. I think the cat was out of the bag in Operation Sindoor itself when Lieutenant Generals, Major Generals, Director Generals of Police attended the funerals of globally designated terrorists. Wreaths were laid on behalf of the Army Chief of Pakistan, and full military funerals, state funerals draped in the national flag were given. If that is not that Pakistan is a terror state, that this so-called fiction of non-state actors is all hogwash. It is the Pakistani state through and through, which is the creator of terror, the exporter of terror, the manufacturer of terror. It is a terrorist state through and through with a capital T. So I think that was proven, and what this Jaish Aparata chick is saying is just adds to this thing. And you are very right. You see, by slow degrees, the truth will come out in Pakistan. They have been trying to claim that they won a Pyrrhic victory. But the simple fact is that the targets were hit in the middle of Bhavalpur, in the middle of Lahore, in the middle of Sialkot. You know, major towns of Pakistan, which they cannot deny, they can't hide. And then their air force, out of 12 major air bases, 11 were blasted, including Noor Khan, the facility created by the General Electric of Pakistan, of the United States, at a cost of $500 million. It was, 5 meters of protection. It was proof against even a nuclear attack. But our Navik satellites picked up the air conditioning vent.
Absolutely.
45 centimeter by 45 centimeter. And we were able to ram a BrahMos cruise missile through that vent from 400 kilometers off.
Absolutely.
It is superlative and amazing. So how long will you hide this truth from the people of Pakistan?
Absolutely. The most important point actually is that, perhaps the people of Pakistan, the Awam of Pakistan needed to hear this. All those renowned personalities and celebrities who are lecturing India on Operation Sindoor, perhaps it's an eye-opener for them as well. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. We also have retired Major General Shashi Asthana on the broadcast. Now, these military honors are given, they are accorded to members of the armed forces for their distinguished action, for bravery, for their service. But in Pakistan, the Field Marshal orders military honors for members of a global terrorist, Masood Azhar. So that's the kind of seriousness in Pakistan when you talk about terrorists, when you talk about their nexus with the Field Marshal, with the army of Pakistan.
See, in Pakistan, Pakistan military and these terror organizations have intervened themselves in a manner that they treat all these terrorists as their strategic assets and also one of their combat element. So basically, they are also so-called soldiers not in uniform as far as Pakistan Army is concerned. And that is why you will find that Pakistan Army has been out to protect them or honor them, as well as try to reconstruct some of the damaged camps as well. That's one part of it. The second important thing is that whatever they may do, all kinds of fake propagandas which they propagated after Op Sindoor, the truth has to come out because you cannot run even an information warfare campaign on absolute false information. So their terror camps were damaged. They were severely damaged. They have been trying to hide it, but they can't hide it. Their military installations, which were targeted in the second strike, when they brought it to the military level, because we were actually targeting only the terrorist infrastructure to start with.
Absolutely.
But once they started off flying their drones, then we went on for their military installations. Now, they were also very severely damaged. They have not been able to hide it, but then the kind of international propaganda which they wanted to give to to whether it is USA or China, because fund flow comes from them, and for fund flow they want to give them the assurance that they are still in control.
The unfortunate bit is that there were takers for that narrative here in India as well. Thank you very much, sir, for speaking with us. Let's go across to RSN Singh now. The confession की order आया था जनाजे में शामिल होने का. The order that came in from the top, the field marshal, and that's the reason why you saw those senior army personnel of the Pakistani army saluting the members of Masood Azhar's family during the funeral procession. And this is something, RSN Singh, that India knows very well, has been exposing on global platforms. So who is this really going to act as a wake-up call for?
No, even when Operation Sindoor was on, that time your channel had shown pictures of Pak senior army officers in the, in the funeral procession, or going to the headquarters or wherever it was, to pay their obeisance to the, those killed, from Jaish Mohammed. So he's only reiterating that, and but why has he chosen to reiterate now? He's not actually exposing. They have been exposed long back. But why is he emphasizing, that we are an extension of the Pakistan army? That is what is it that they want the Pak army to rebuild their, the headquarters or the buildings or the infrastructure that has been destroyed by the Indian army? Is they trying to put some kind of pressure कि तुम अगर नहीं करोगे तो पूरी दुनिया के सामने expose कर दूंगा तुमको? So that is, most intriguing. This is why has he chosen, now after, and he's very much accepted the fact that yes, we are your extension. You have been using us, and you cannot have two sets of two kinds of treatment, one for your regular soldiers and for another for us. So this is something which should be taken up, very seriously by India in the international, whatever international forums. And yes, we as a country, we know about it. We have absolutely no doubt about it. If we had not known about it, we would have, selected that selected Jaish Mohammed headquarters as a target, right? And but what I would suggest is that please, for God's sake, when you talk of Pakistan military, and in whatever form, please include these tanzeems as part of Pakistan military in whatever narrative, in your discourse, in your planning, in your reaction.
That's a very important point you're making. One, you're saying why is this guy, the terror asset Ilyas Kashmiri, now talking about the truth that India knows, the world knows, perhaps is not ready to acknowledge? You're saying, are they trying to build pressure on the Pakistani army? You're also saying that India should not let go of this opportunity. Yes, even though we know the reality of Pakistan, it's important to highlight this particular incident when we raise this issue on global platforms. That's a very important point. Thank you very much for speaking with us.